Yuki Kawamura has been a big deal in the NBA. Whether he's making perfect passes, hitting step-back threes, or being the heart and soul of the Grizzlies, everyone loves him and wants to know more about him. That's why we're going to list 5 things you might not know about Yuki Kawamura. But first, don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to be notified of new videos. Now let's start the list. 5. Mr. Big Time. Kawamura is well known. His story is very moving and has inspired a new generation of Japanese basketball fans. Just look at his social media to see how popular he is. During Grizzlies practices in Nashville, reporters from Japan came from far and wide to talk to Kawamura after every game. His teammates have even gone so far as to investigate the buzz. There are about 600,000 people who follow him on Instagram, so he must be pretty well known. It's not enough for Jake LaRavia to say that he's well known. He has over 200,000 fans on X and over 800,000 followers on Instagram. Not bad for a two-way player, and he's also an inspiration to others. Every kid who wants to play at the top level has hope in Yuki. Height doesn't matter. According to data from Medium.com, Tony Ranone of Wazerman Sports, the agency that handles Kawamura, said that heart, passion, and love for the game are the most important things. A very low 9% of hoop prospects make it to the NBA. That number drops even lower for two-way players who are 5'8". Two-way contracts don't pay millions, but they're also not small change. According to the NBA's collective bargaining agreement, two-way contracts for the 2024 to 2025 season are paid half the equivalent of the league minimum salary of $1,157,153 for 1 year. This means Yuki will make $578,576 this season. 4. Overcome the odds. Born in Japan. Kawamura had high hopes for Yuki Tagashi. Higashi was another short basketball player, but even so, Tagashi helped him play professional hoops and represent Japan on the world stage. As a high school student, Kawamura also thought he could reach such goals. He began his career with the Sun and Neop Phoenix as a special designated player in January 2020. While playing for the Neo Phoenix, he led Fukuoka Dai High School to back-to-back Japanese high school championships in his first game. Yuki, who was only 18, became the youngest player in the history of the B-League. He later became the youngest player to score in a B-League game. During the off-season, he moved to Yokohama to join the Yokohama B Corsair while still under special designation. He started at Tokai University, but dropped out to go pro at the start of the 2022-23 season. He made an immediate impact and won the B-League's MVP award. With the B Corsair, he won Rookie of the Year and made the Best 5 team. 3. One of the shortest players in history. He really knows how to work. In the last 20 years, only Earl Boyan, 52 years old, and Maris Knoll, 58 years old, have played in the NBA. Boyan played 13 years, and Knoll only played 4 minutes of trash time as a rookie for the Raptors. Yuki's dream of becoming a professional basketball player has been a tough one from the start. But the fact that the 23-year-old made the Memphis Grizzlies squad shows how brave and heartfelt he is. John Moran praised Kawakami's bravery after he took on the task to guard Ja full court. The Grizzlies' head coach couldn't stop talking about Kawamura's heart and hustle. Perhaps the best example of Kawamura's attitude is when the 58-year-old point guard led the team in offensive rebounds during their last practice before the season started. One reason he has been so great is that he doesn't take anything for granted. He works hard every day to make the most of his life. Today was just the first day, but some things I did well and others not so much. It was a really productive day. Everyone is full of energy. They're not just big, they all have heart. They're practicing with so much passion. This is my dream stage, and I'll give it my all, whether I'm on for 40 minutes or 1. That's Yuki's spirit. You can bet that whenever he's on the court, you'll feel his fierce competitive spirit. It's what sets him apart and helps him reach his high goals. To Olympic stardom, Kawamura became an Olympic legend heading into the Olympics. The main storylines were about LeBron and his super team, or if Wemmy will have a breakout moment in front of his home crowd. But it turned out that the Olympic stage was meant for Yuki after playing in both the U6 Asia Cup and the U8 Asia Cup in 2018. Kawamura jumped to the senior team at the Asia Cup 2022 and has become a real leader with Akatsuki Japan since then. Despite being just 22 years old at the time, he already took the reins of the team and averaged 13.6 points and 7.6 assists per game, and playing under the spotlight of a World Cup in front of the home fans. No one should have been surprised to see Kawamura playing in Paris. He essentially manifested that moment. "I want to challenge the world," he said back then, as just a 16-year-old as per basket count. "My goal is to become a point guard representing Japan and to participate in the Paris Olympics." Kawamura also told FBA in March 2022, when he chose to quit college and start working outside the home. Yuki Kawamura never doubted that he would be at the 2024 Olympics. That was his open goal more than 2 years ago, in Japan's second game of the event, which they lost to France in overtime. Kawamura scored 29 points, grabbed 7 rebounds, and dished out 6 assists in the game. His performance was electrifying to watch, and people all over the world besides France were pulling for him to win. Just Kevin Durant and Lou Aldridge have scored more than 25 points in an Olympic game before. He had 5 or more rebounds and 5 or more assists in a game, and he did all of this while only being 5 feet 8 inches tall and playing against a monster like Wemmy. At the Olympics, he showed that he was quick enough to beat NBA players. One insane basketball IQ, Yuki quickly became famous on the internet during the preseason because of how smart he is with the ball. One of his passes, a spectacular no-look dime to Zach Edey in the first quarter, went viral. He then made 2 more no-look dimes for Jay Huff, one reflecting his assist to Edey and a laser in the corner for 3. One thing is for sure, he has the right mindset. "Every day is a tryout. I can get cut at any time. I have to prove to my teammates and the coaching staff that I can play. I have to look at myself in the mirror every day and play with conviction." He showed that he could run an offense, with his speed off the dribble and passing instincts creating many highlights during the preseason, including another no-look to Edey against the Chicago Bulls. In Edey and Yuki's 2-man game, it's like they were meant to be together. He has looked like the perfect point guard. Because of Kawamura's great play on October 19th, his training camp deal against the Lakers was turned into a 2-way deal. Yuki finally had his chance to shine during the game. He made all 3 of his free throws for the first basket of his NBA career, and his biggest fan was there to watch. John Morant left the game against the Los Angeles Lakers because he hurt his hamstring. He was in the hallway watching Yuki score his first points. Ja has become friends with Yuki, which doesn't make sense. Ja has even taught Yuki some of his famous dance moves and helped him get used to his new team. "That's my dog, man." Moore told Yuki after the game that he should be fine as long as he follows Ja's advice on the court. Hopefully, he isn't taking any tips on how to act off the court.